Hey everyone! Well, we're here, we're back, and today we're doing another anti-MLM video, and for this video we will be heading back on over to Reddit, filtering by top post of this week, and just seeing what the Huns have been up to. Last week's Reddit video had a lot of good posts in it, I got a lot of laughs out of it, so I can only hope that this week brings just as many laughs and just as many head scratchers as pretty much every Reddit video does. I really do like doing these Reddit videos because it does a good deep dive into a good array of what is going on in all MLMs that are out there, and it really shows that they're all basically doing and saying the same thing over and over and over again, trying to claim that their MLM is the one and only end-all be-all, but yet when they're all screaming that and they're all doing the same thing in their MLM, they can't be the one and only. I will say, your MLM as a whole, the MLM industry, is a one and only, and it is a one and only that many people should avoid always. So if you guys like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really like it, please subscribe. Make sure to check out my description below for all of my fun links. And with all of that said, let's get started. Let's make a deal. Sensi. Hey girl, I saw you're a part of the vendor event that I'm a part of. I'm a Sensi consultant, and you sell wax melts, so let's have a friendly competition. If I sell more, online orders count for this week. You join me as a consultant. If you sell more, I'll place a $100 order with you. Deal? Then it looks like they emailed the vendor event, and it says, "Hi, vendor event people. I wanted to bring up an issue that arose. Soon after you sent out the list of vendors, I received a message from one of the vendors attempting to get me to join in on a deal with them. Attached, I have provided the screenshot. This person is trying to solicit me into joining her multi-level marketing scheme, and I do not appreciate this being done. I hand make my items, and I do not like that someone deemed my items comparable to the items that they sell in mass from a large corporation. I do not want conflict during this event, and I have been very much looking forward to it. I hope that this person has not messaged anyone else to try something like this with. It is not okay for this person to do, and it is ridiculous of them to try. I look forward to hearing back from you. Thank you." And then they sent the screenshot of the post or the message that I just read. Let's see, this is juicy. Alright, looks like the event responded back and said, "Hello, thank you for bringing this to my attention. I will handle it right now." Alright, the final conclusion is, ooh, it looks like the HUN messaged them and said, "What the heck? I just woke up with an email from the vendor event saying that I'm not welcome at the event anymore and my money was refunded. It was a simple deal. You could say no." Well, we know that that's not actually true because you can say no to MLMers all the time and they view no as a not right now or bother me in 24 hours. Also, what in the heck makes this person think that this is at all a fair comparison? Why would someone who is attending a vendor event who makes their own wax melts want to join Sensi? It would be one thing if they said, you know, you have to purchase $100 worth of product from me and then I'll purchase $100 worth of product from you. Like, that would make sense. But this absolutely shows that recruitment is the main way that they make money versus if you, I don't know, have your own small business. Money is the way that you make money. Sorry, that too. I was gonna say, selling product is the way that you make money. So they are showing right here that it is not about selling the product because they would have said, oh, you have to purchase $100 worth of product from me. No, instead they said, you have to join me as a consultant. Why would they do that? They have a small business. Why would they, on top of that, join an MLM predatory scheme? I mean, I get that you're in Sensi, so, like, you don't see it that way, but how can you think that that is a deal? How can you think that that is a legitimate reason, or a legitimate okay thing to send to another person? I will say that I am very happy that the vendor event took that seriously and listened to the person's concerns and didn't just care about having, you know, a booth filled and having the money from the vendor event, because I know some of them don't care or some of them don't know. You know, I am a very strong advocate for no MLMs at vendor events because they are taking eyes and space away from actual legitimate small businesses trying to get their name out in the community. So this is a good thing, but it's just the fact that, like, without a doubt, they sent this message to other people, and maybe it is like a comparison of like, oh, you also sell wax melts, so it's this. It could have just been, you know, maybe somebody sells honey or jams and they're like, oh, you're also a small business like me. Wouldn't it be fun to have like a little competition? And it's like, no, because it's not a fair, the outcome is not fair. And also you don't see other small businesses being like, we should compete against each other. Don't do that. I mean, obviously you want the more eyes on you within something like a vendor event, but I just don't understand why they thought that this was a good idea and that people wouldn't go to the coordinators of the vendor event and be like, hey, this is going on. I very much don't appreciate this. So at least the vendor event did the right thing. This person is going about it the completely wrong way. I get that they want recruits. I understand, but this is not the way you should be doing it. If you have to get recruits this way, maybe don't join Sensi. Maybe don't be a part of an MLM company if getting recruits is this difficult to where you have to be doing a competition with other people. And it's interesting how they said, if I saw more online orders count for this week. I guess they mean in general, like, even the other person's online orders count as well. And here's the thing. I think that even if this individual, let's say, did agree to this competition, I think that they would have sold more than the Sensi person. Absolutely. See what the comments say on this. Well, they wanted to be a part of the event. Now they are. And then OP said facts. And then somebody else said, I think she owes you $100 considering you win by default. Yeah, I think that is true. Well, they were definitely a part of the event for a moment. Just a quick moment, but it's like, how you thought that that was going to go over well, I just cannot get that through my brain that somebody would have done that. But that's why I like doing these Reddit videos, because I can never, you can't expect what's going to happen. The mind of a HUN is beyond this world. HUNs came to Monat's defense in a video about bad shampoos. So the comment says, I use Monat and it's actually good. It depends how you use it. And somebody else commented, how exactly are you supposed to use a shampoo then to not make your hair fall out? And below here it says, how many ways are there to use shampoo anyway? I've heard that so many times in Monat is that they will say, oh, you just have to use it right, or you're shampooing your hair wrong, that's why it's not working for you, or your hair's falling out, or they say your hair's falling out because that's what's supposed to happen. All of your old hair is falling out and new baby hair needs to grow out. It's this bizarre way of going about it. It's like you're shampooing wrong. You don't know how to shampoo your hair. It's like OP says here, how many different ways are there to shampoo your hair besides putting it in your hair? Like lathering it up, putting it in your hair, like on your head. I don't know if there's other ways to shampoo. Maybe I'm doing it completely wrong, but I think that that is the main way that people shampoo. And maybe it's not about the way that they themselves are shampooing wrong. Maybe it's the product, which gasp and shock across the world to all the Monat HUNs that it could potentially be the product. You know, sometimes the product is a problem. Sometimes it's not the user. I've seen videos like this where professional hairstylists will say what are good brands and what are bad brands, like drugstore edition or high-end edition or just in general. And I have seen Monat pretty much come in a lot of them, and a lot of them from hairstylists are, yeah, don't use this. This is not a good brand to use. I should check the comments next time I see one of these things, because I bet there are some HUNs in there being like, no, it's perfect. You're just using it wrong. Yes, the hairdresser clearly is using it wrong. Let's see what the comments say on this. I actually agree with this one. It's how you use it. As a shampoo, it's useless. As a paint and varnish stripper, it's effing fantastic. Strongest shit on the market right now. I use it to get stickers off stuff from Goodwill. I use it to dispose of the bodies. Does it get rid of the smell too? You know what? Yeah, this person's right. As a shampoo, it doesn't work, but as a way to use it as like a Goo Gone, I bet it would work really, really well. HUNs need to hire ghostwriters to make their stories believable. This truck just rolled their window down at a stoplight to ask what my shampoo dealer decal meant. I told her I sell shampoo. She asked, is it good? I said, #1 in the world. We exchanged names and she will soon obsessed like me. Y'all, it's really that good. Wow, tell me something that didn't happen without telling me something that didn't happen. Like taking a picture of a random truck and then making up a story. That's how you're going to attempt to sell your shampoo? Okay, I remember this one story my husband told me of his brother, and his brother said that he was like racing a guy on the freeway, and as my brother-in-law was getting off the exit, he yelled to the guy something like, "Eat my butt." One, you're on the freeway. Two, he had one of those like old like crank windows. So it's like the fact that he had to crank his window down, yell it as he's getting off the freeway at a guy that probably doesn't have his window down to yell, "Eat my butt." Like we know that that didn't happen. It was just a weird story that he told us. Don't even know why. But that story reminds me of this. It's like this made up scenario that maybe when you're like driving, you think like, wouldn't it be interesting if this happened right now? And then so instead of, you know, it actually happened, you're like, well, I'm just going to tell the internet that it happened because they can't disprove it. Which is true. I can't disprove it. But I also really don't think that it happened. This also, let's say it did happen, right? Let's just pretend in our make-believe world that this did happen. This still, in your fake scenario, didn't result in a sale. You just said that you exchanged names. Okay, but did they buy anything? Did they purchase from you? Because even in your fake scenario, people still don't even want to buy the shampoo. They just maybe question you about it, but they didn't buy from you. Also, this whole #1 shampoo in the world, why? Did they think that us as consumers don't use the internet, don't have the internet? Which is the only way, I was gonna say the only way you can buy the shampoo. That's not true, you can buy it personally from them if they have inventory. But let's just say that, you know, you go on and you put in their unique code, link, whatever, into Monet, you have to purchase it on the internet. So that same internet that I use to purchase your shampoo, I also have that same internet to look up the facts and see that Monet is not the #1 shampoo in the world. So they can keep living in this fantasy world where people are obsessed and roll down their window to ask them about a decal sticker on their car. People are not doing that. But if you want to live in that fantasy world, I can't stop you. See what the comments say. Let me guess. And then they all clapped as you drove away with you doing a princess wave out the window. I should have mentioned something about, you know, and then everybody clapped, because that is absolutely how all of the stories like this that are totally real is that everyone on the highway, everyone on the street, people coming out of their houses and buildings, they all had to clap for her for, you know, talking about Monet in such a brave, brave way. The #1 shampoo in the world that leads to millions of sales for her specifically. And she didn't have to come up with a made-up story in order to hopefully convince somebody online that something like this exists. Because she's not trying to, maybe she is trying to sell the product, but she's also trying to get people to sign up underneath her. It's like, oh, this shampoo is so amazing. Everybody's talking about it. People are stopping me on the streets to talk about it. They would stop you too, so you should sign up underneath me. It's this weird mind thing in their head that they need to make up scenarios because scenarios are not actually happening in person. Message from one of my former students. Hey, I hope you're doing well. I have a little favor to ask. I've started a new online business sharing some products. I'm really trying to expand my network and get my name out there to more people. If I send you a copy and paste post about a viral product, the post won't say you've used it, promise. Would you be willing to share it on your wall for me? Once I get a few sales from your post, I'd love to send you yours for free. Let me know and I will send you the info. P.S. This is not a scam. It is really me selling the product. This reminds me of last week where someone had to correct everyone and let them know that they were actually a part of this MLM, that's not a scam, they weren't hacked. When you have to confirm that this is actually you, you weren't hacked, this isn't a scam message, that it's real, maybe take a step back and think, this sounds weird to the average person. Maybe because it is weird and it does come off like a scam. I mean, the fact that they're messaging their old teacher it just shows. And, you know, a lot of times when we talk about the myths and misconceptions about MLMs, we've seen people say that it's a myth, that you don't have to contact everybody in your friends list, you don't have to have a list of people's names. Something like this kind of disproves that myth. And it shows that this person was just going through their friends list or going through their contacts and just sending this to anyone and everyone that they knew once in their life, had a short, you know, relationship with, no matter how long or short. And this is obviously clearly a copy and paste message. And, you know, in the post itself, it's saying, if I sent you a copy and paste message, would you post this for me? Because nothing says authentication like a copy and paste message, and promoting a product on your page that you yourself have never used or tried or maybe even heard of before, so that somebody else can profit off of your friends and family. But this definitely gives big vibes of name in a notebook, name in your contacts, name on your Facebook friends page, and just message everybody in your warm market. This definitely comes off like that to me. See what the comments say on this. I'm a teacher, I never even saw this as a possibility. Somebody else said, same here. I'm so glad I've never gotten anything like this from a former student, because I feel horrible saying no, but I would definitely say no. And that first person response, I would go back into teacher mode and let them know that they were being taken advantage of. Absolutely. That's a good response to this person, and be like, you know, thank you for reaching out. You know, I'm happy that you're doing something, but here is my teacher to student relationship. I believe you're being taken advantage of. The fact that you needed in this post to tell me that it's not a scam, maybe look into that a little bit more. And thanks, but no thanks. I'm not going to post something onto my page that I don't know what it is. And just because you asked doesn't mean that I have any obligation to do that. But I think obviously what I said was not exactly how I would do it. But yeah, I do think that that would be a really good way to have a good rebuttal of that, is maybe make this into a teaching lesson a little bit. Not saying that this person would listen, but maybe if they valued their teacher enough to have their contact information, then they may listen to them. So hopefully whoever wrote this or whoever posted this, as the teacher that they are, sent in a very nice, well-worded response that hopefully leads the individual to get out of It Works, which is the MLM that this was. Which, honestly, if you had asked me to guess which MLM this was, I would have said It Works, because It Works is all about messaging people, posting copy and paste messages on people's walls and stuff. Like, they're big into that. Like, would you like to lose weight in 2 days and lose all your body fat and become a bodybuilder? Well, our gummies do that. And it's like, well, that sounds like a fake thing. Oh, weird. It works. It is fake. This is why we run from MLMs. My funny story. A friend hosted a PC party. I actually like a few things from them, so hey, why not? I place an order, I get my stuff quickly, even get a few gifts that were cool. I'm happy, she's happy, the end, right? Nay, too good to be true. 3 weeks later, I get a Facebook message from the head consultant. She created an online party for me. No, I didn't ask nor consent to this nonsense. I ignored it. So somewhere in cyberspace, there's a bogus party I didn't ask for. This is why we run. It can't just be a simple order or not to be left alone. I'm infuriated. Exactly. This perfect. This shows that it's not just about the products. Like, if it was just a simple purchase of a product, whatever, here you go, you got your commission, I like this product, we're good. There is always an asterisk attached to things like this. It can never be a simple purchase. The fact that somebody else created them a party without asking them, seeing if it works for them. The fact that they're not even in Pampered Chef, so it's kind of weird to like make them have a party when they didn't want to do that. And it's like, yes, they purchased from you. That's great. Keep them as a customer. Don't scare them away and being like, you have a party now. Invite all your friends and family. Wouldn't it be so fun to party? No, a lot of people don't want to do that, so don't force them to do that. People don't like being forced to do things. I mean, that just, you know, you need to learn once from an MLM, and then for the most part, not, well, I was gonna say you need to learn once and then you run away. That's not necessarily true, but in a lot of circumstances, it just takes one kind of negative experience with an MLM for a lot of people to run far, far away. See what the comments say. Wow, that's a lot of gall. So much gall on the head consultant. Must be French. You mean gall? De golly of her. What nerve? That's the joke. I don't get it. I don't understand, but good comments. Monate Hun looking for feedback. Hey Hun, I know a couple years back I set you up with some of my hair care. I wanted to see where you were at with that. If you're still using it, I'd love to just hear what you genuinely thought about it so I can get some feedback on how to improve. I'm revamping everything, so it would be much appreciated. Wow, you sold them shampoo years ago and you just now are trying to revamp. My guess is you're trying to make this work and you were told to reach out to all your customers and remind them how amazing it was and fix any concerns that they might have had, aka tell them that if their hair fell out, it was their fault because they were using the wrong shampoo. Or no, that's not it. The shampoo's not the problem. It's the way they wash their hair. You don't know how to properly wash your hair, or you're mixing non-Monate products with Monate products, and that's the problem. Or you shampooed your hair on a Tuesday. The product doesn't work on Tuesdays. Something like that. Down here they wrote, where do I start? It never did serious damage or caused my hair to fall out like it did for some people. I just thought the products were overpriced and very underwhelming. I get better stuff from my salon. All of that isn't even mentioning my disdain for MLMs. Exactly. Like, I think that that is actually a really good way of wording it, is that maybe it doesn't make certain people's hair fall out. Obviously, if it was making everybody's hair fall out, they wouldn't even be a company anymore. But I do think that they are right in the way of, like, it is very overpriced and kind of underwhelming results. Like, for something that is that expensive, I would expect it to change my hair from this to, I would want the most voluptuous hair in 1 month. 1 month of using the product. That is what I would want for that price. But it's not possible. A, because the product's not going to do that, and B, because of my hair type. And I think they don't take hair type into consideration. But of course they say it works for all hair types, but it can't do the same thing for all hair types. It's just not possible. Comments on this say she's revamping. Does that mean she's changing the shampoo formula since it's her business? She is the CEO. No. Yeah, they are not the CEO. The fact that they always say my products and my business, it's very misleading to people who are unaware of MLMs. So it's what they do. They want people to think that they're supporting a small business, when in reality they are supporting a billion-dollar corporation that sells overpriced shampoo that makes some people's hair fall out. Alright, and we have reached the end of the video. We all know what that means. It is meme time, and it says, a good Hun never forgets your birthday. And it is 1, 2, 3, 4 different Huns wishing this person a happy birthday. We have, it's your birthday today, happy birthday Chica, and then 30 minutes later, oh no, I'm sorry, this is the same individual, I believe. Yep, this is the same individual wishing them a happy birthday each year. So we have 2021, they said happy birthday to them. 2022, they said happy birthday to them. 2023, they just said, eek, it's your birthday, happy birthday. What are you doing to celebrate? And then about a week later, they said, oops, were you able to celebrate? Or whoop, not whoops. Whoops! Didn't mean to message you again, but I am because I'm looking for people to buy from me, or more importantly, for you to join underneath me because I wished you a happy birthday. That happened to me with the Beachbody lady. I believe for about 3 years she wished me a happy birthday every single year. Which again, it's very nice and it's sweet, but it was always in a message format. It was never like a post on my Facebook wall, so I found that kind of interesting because I'm wondering if like they want you, you know, if they want to have that private conversation with you, because everything is always in a private conversation because they don't want other people to get involved or the negativity to influence their decision. But yeah, it is also a part of a lot of HUNs things to be like, make sure to wish them happy birthday so they feel special and loved and like you care. And it's like, Facebook reminds you when it's people's birthdays. It'd be one thing if like they genuinely remembered as like an actual friend, but it's another thing when it's Facebook and Facebook reminds you that it's people's birthdays, which I do appreciate because Facebook has reminded me many, many times of certain people's birthdays. And I'm like, oh, I'll just give them a quick happy birthday. But something like this is like, let me message them happy birthday. And notice how in this year specifically, they asked a question. That way, you know, they're like, oh, people are of course going to answer you because you asked a question. No, they're not going to ask you just because you asked a question. I think the Beachbody girl said, happy birthday, what did you do? You know, how did you celebrate? Did you get any cool gifts? Like, things like that, like this open-ended way. But I'm like, I know what you're doing. You don't genuinely care. You'll probably send this message every single day to multiple people, and you're keeping up with multiple conversations. We are not friends. I appreciate the happy birthday, but when there is an asterisk attached to it, it's not so special. Alright, you guys, I hope you liked this video. If you did, please give it a thumbs up, and if you really, really liked it, please subscribe. If you've heard dog snoring noises, that's because there's a dog in here snoring, so let's talk anything and everything anti-MLM in the comments below. And until my next video, I will see you guys then. Bye!